These are certainly strange times. Uncertain times. Officially, it was reported that Bono died after skiing into a tree on a run called Orion at the Heavenly Ski Resort at Lake Tahoe along the California-Nevada state line. Interestingly, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s son, Michael Kennedy, had a fatal skiing accident in Colorado just days before Sonny Bono, and Sonny's pal and fellow folk pop singer turned TV personality John Denver died in that curious experimental aircraft crash off the California coast a few months earlier. I think there is more to this. Bono, an experienced skier, was on the Nevada side when his accident took place. Over the years, there have been reports that punch holes in the official story. Former FBI agent Ted Gunderson reported some years after Bono's death that he believed the pop star turned politician was bumped off on the ski slopes as part of an evil plot conducted by ruthless assassins. It's nonsense for anyone now to try to suggest that Bono died after crashing into a tree, Gunderson said in a piece posted in Australia's Daily Telegraph on April 4, 2008. Gunderson said, "There's zero evidence in this autopsy report to show such an accident happened. Instead, there's powerful proof he was assassinated. But who would want to harm Sonny Bono?" April 6, 2008, DCDave.com, there was a report titled, "The Cover-Up of Sonny Bono's Murder." Writer Dave Martin lambasts the American press for failing to report the huge discrepancies surrounding Bono's death. Martin writes that Bono had been approached by an investigator named Bob Fletcher and had approached Congressman Bono about the activities of high-ranking U.S. military and government officials he claims were raking in millions from arms and drug deals in Central America and Southeast Asia. Fletcher would also tell the Globe tabloid that upon learning of this high-level corruption, Sonny Bono was livid and had said it would investigate it further, making it a priority. But word must have gotten around if Fletcher's sensational story is to be believed. Regardless, it sounds like powerful people didn't want this mustachioed goofball wrecking their scene. And another post that week, this time at Kenny's Sideshow blog. More is noted on Bono's death and autopsy. How compelling is the new evidence? The 5-page autopsy report prepared by Dr. David E. Palasari, official pathologist for Washoe County at the time, concluded that the death was caused by a cranial cerebral injuries due to blunt force trauma. But the Globe reports further. Other injuries detailed in the document included a black eye, swollen lips, bloody nose, bruised jaw, 2 upper teeth knocked out, all on the right side of the head. But the pathologist also noted a series of small fractures in a central depressed region on the right side of Bono's skull, and found some of the fractured bone pieces have a curved configuration. Fletcher consulted a panel of experts and performed a recreation to determine how these wounds were caused. He concludes the depressed area was due to blows from a round-edged weapon wielded by a man taller than the 5'9", 165-pound politician, and that the killer was left-handed since the wounds are on the right side of Bono's face and head. He also believes there was a second man who held Bono from behind. Fletcher thinks the murder weapon was a pistol, but other experts tell Globe that a gun barrel would have left distinguishable marks. Sonny was ambushed and viciously battered to death with a billy club or similar weapon, ex-FBI man Gunderson says. The killer staged the crime scene and made it look like a tragic ski accident. And then there is Bono's beautiful widow, Mary Bono, now U.S. Rep Mary Bono Mack, who succeeded her late husband and has been re-elected to serve as a pro-choice Republican for California's 45th District ever since. But as a 1999 article titled "Proud Mary Bono," featured in George magazine, revealed that Sonny and Mary's marriage, this was Sonny's fourth marriage, was on the rocks. Notes the George article, the family breach widened into an abyss after the TV Guide interview in which Mary Bono charged that Sonny was prone to angry mood swings and abused painkillers that contributed to his death. "I am 100% convinced that this is why he died," Mary Bono said. "What he did showed absolute lack of judgment. That's what these pills do." Her marriage, Mary Bono claimed, had problems. "It was very difficult 12 years of my life. It took a lot to stay." The article also referred to a new boyfriend, whom she began dating 9 months after Sonny's death. Sonny's mother, Jean, is on the record noting in the 1999 George interview she felt Mary Bono's comments disgraced her son and children. She also said 6 months before his death, Jean Bono said Sonny called her and said, "She kicked me out. She wants a divorce. He told me she's fooling around." And as for Mary Bono's suggestion that he abused prescription drugs, it was known that Sonny Bono was an anti-drug guy, so much so that he hosted a Squaresville anti-drug documentary in 1968 called Marijuana. Then there was also the issue of the siege at Waco in 1993, an issue that reportedly troubled Bono to no end. It seems that Republican Sonny Bono, a member of the Full House Crime Committee, was critical of the Department of Justice and Attorney General Janet Reno regarding her department's lack of knowledge on the use of CS gas at the Mount Carmel compound, which hurt and killed kids there. Bono told Reno during hearings on the Waco siege that as soon as the child breathes the fumes, the process begins. Soon after that, the child has little lungs left to breathe and dies. "I find it impossible to believe that with the most powerful law firm in the country, the Department of Justice at your disposal, you could not find this information out. That I found out in one day with 2 staff members, so I am sorry to say, Madam Attorney General, that I think you failed there." Bono concluded with the observation that, in his opinion, it is the responsibility of the Attorney General in cases like this to research every bit of evidence, and if there is counter-evidence, then the error should be on the side of the children. Ms. Reno responded, "Sir, what we did was to consult with the foremost toxicologist in the country. Subsequently, other people raised a concern. We consulted with other experts trying to pursue every possible lead, and we will continue to." Clearly, there were dark clouds hanging over Sonny Bono by the late 1990s. Was there something else going on? Is it clear that Bono's interest in the aforementioned high-level corruption was an issue? Will there ever truly be justice for Sonny Bono? He is largely forgotten, save for some of his congressional pet projects like saving the Salton Sea in Southern California, or the posthumously approved Senate bill that passed called Sonny Bono Copyright Term Extension Act. To most, Sonny Bono is just another baby boomer tragedy, a wealthy guy who, if you listen to his widow, was hopped up on painkillers. Hopped, but we at Red Dirt Report suspect Bono knew a lot more and was going to report on his discoveries. Of course, we all know that Gary Webb, the San Jose Mercury News investigative reporter who exposed government shipping in drugs from Central America, was found suicided in 2004 in Sacramento, California, not far from Lake Tahoe, where Sonny Bono took his last breath from 2 gunshot wounds to the head. And we all know how easy it is to shoot yourself a second time in the head after doing it once before. Threats to members of Congress have always been there. Rep. Leo Ryan murdered in Guyana in 1978 while investigating the Jonestown mind control cult. There was the curious circumstances involving Rep Larry McDonald's death aboard KAL 007 in 1983. It is interesting to see the family and friends of politicians who clearly have been murdered. After the crash of U.S. Senator Paul Wellstone's plane in October 2002, which killed Wellstone, his wife, some staffers, and the plane's crew, it was eerie to see the Wellstone family not publicly question issues surrounding the crash. Wellstone was another man in the political realm seeking to do things from the heart, in much the same way Sonny Bono did. And don't forget October 1972 disappearance of U.S. Rep. Hale Boggs and U.S. Rep. Nick Bejic. While flying in a remote portion of Alaska, Boggs' daughter is successful TV journalist Cokie Roberts, and Bejic's son, Mark Bejic, is the junior senator from the last frontier. You just don't hear about these men anymore, even though Boggs was reportedly having second thoughts about what he saw while serving on a Warren Commission following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. Word is that Boggs wanted to come clean on the issue. Conspiracy researcher and political and pop culture analyst Dave McGowan has looked into the mysterious deaths of many pop stars, many in the Los Angeles area and many connected to Laurel Canyon. It should be known that McGowan includes Sonny Bono on his list, noting Bono's connection to psychotic gun-wielding producer Phil Spector and others 1960s era pop music luminaries, weirdos, and hangers-on. We hope that the appropriate parties will reopen the case involving Sonny Bono's death and we will one day know the truth. In the meantime, the beat goes on. Dumbo Truth out.